Hi, it's Jim, the Iowa Tesla guy, and today we're doing something I haven't done before. We're going to camp out in our Model Y. I know a lot of people have camped inside their Tesla. This is a new experience for me, and I'm going to take you through our journey, start to finish, and you're going to see the highs, the lows, the good and bad, and everything in between. So the place that we're going to be headed to is a state park in Illinois that's about 3 hours away. It's called Starved Rock State Park, and it's supposed to be really nice. My wife and I, neither of us have ever been there, but we're going to go there this afternoon, camp overnight, do some of the normal camping things, and then tomorrow do a bunch of hiking and then head on home. It's a bit of an experiment. We're not really camping people, never have been, more hotel people, but we figure the Model Y can do it, and why not give it a try? I did invest in a few things before the trip. I have an air mattress. I've never slept on it. We'll see how well that works. I have a sunshade for the top of the roof and also for the windows for privacy that I got. We're going to see how well all of that works. I bought an adapter so I can theoretically plug into a campground charger called a TT30 adapter, not supplied by Tesla, but you can find it online. And we'll see if that all works. And if this all works and goes as planned, this should be a rather pleasant evening and into the night, and a general overall great camping experience, and hopefully it will convert us over to being more or less maybe some camping people. So I have the car. It's charged up right now to about 98%. We're going to hit the road here in a few minutes. I don't want it to sit around at full charge very long, but it's going to take us probably about 80-90% of the battery for us to get there. So we're excited to see what happens, and I'm excited to share it with you. All right, well, we made it to our campsite. I'm going to try and be quiet because there's people around us. The first thing we want to do while we still have light is get set up and get plugged in. And one of the things that I bought for hoping the campsite would have it would be this, which is a TT30 adapter. And at the back of our campsite, we have this here, which looks like we have a TT30 adapter, which plugs in, and we can turn on our power switch here. So we're hooking this up to our mobile adapter, and we're going to plug this guy into our outlet, turn on our breaker, and we'll plug this side into the car. That's a good sign. Plug it in. It's negotiating, and it's green, and we are charging. All right, here's what we're getting out of the charge. We're getting a 24 amp hookup. It's not terribly fast. It's actually only 120 volts, 24 amps, 3 kilowatt hours or 3 kilowatts power. Should be enough to kind of keep us going through the night with the air conditioner. I guess we'll find out in the morning. Right now we plugged in at 20%, and we're just going to let it sit here and charge for a while. Now's a good time to show you what actually camp mode is in a Tesla. For many of you, you might not know what it is. But basically what camp mode is a special button that you press in your climate controls that will keep certain parts of the car active while you're in the car and shut everything else off. And now in camp mode, what it actually does is it will leave your climate controls active and all of your auxiliary outlets in your car active throughout the night. So you can set the temperature to what you want, you can charge all of your devices, and everything will be fine inside the car. Now, there's a couple of caveats that you need to be aware of when you're using camp mode, one of which I didn't know going into this because I probably should have read the manual ahead of time, which is camp mode only works if you have a battery state of charge 20% or higher. Now, when I arrived at the campground, it was exactly 20%. Another thing that you need to be aware of when you have camp mode on is that your Sentry mode is disabled. So you're not going to get any of those vents if somebody walks up to your car. And another thing with camp mode is that your walk away auto door locks will also no longer function. So if you get up and walk away while you're in camp mode, the auto door lock will not work. Another thing that you need to be aware of is that when you're inside the car, you need to manually lock your doors once you're inside the car. One thing you got to know about camping, and this is our first time, so we weren't sure, is that a lot of places actually require you to, or say you can't sleep in your car. So many people get just a cheap little tent, set it up. You can put your things in it if you have too much luggage, but we're only here for one night, so we should be fine. Looking around, it's pretty secluded. For now, I think we're not going to set this up, so we'll just keep it as is in the box, because I'm pretty certain once we take it out of this logistical package, it's not going back in. Next part of our camping journey is we're going to set up this air mattress. I have had this in the car before, inflated. I know it works, but I have not slept in it, and the process is pretty easy. First step is we're going to put down our seats. And you notice that I have a floor mat here. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in here because I don't think it's going to matter. We'll pull out our air mattress. The air mattress has a pump that plugs into an accessory outlet. And if those of you who don't know on the Model Y, there are two of those. There's one up in the center console, but there's also one right here inside the wheel well that we will use. So set this off to the side. So it's just a matter of just spreading this thing out and inflating it. In my particular air mattress, they're all different. There's a inflation area for the top head area and then one for the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it inflated. Yes, there you have it. Air mattress is installed. Just now get sheets on and pillows and we'll be good to go. Air mattress is all set up. We ended up just using some old queen size sheets. They're too big, but that's fine. We're out camping. We don't want anything too fancy. Got our pillows, we got our blanket. It is actually super hot. It's almost 100 earlier, so it seems strange to have all these blankets, but we're really hoping that we're going to have a nice comfortable night inside our car in the camp mode air conditioning, which we'll show you how all that works a little bit later. Right now, one other thing I want to show you is that when things are folded down, where do you put your stuff? Well, you have a couple places to put your stuff. You can put it in the lower back trunk. You can obviously use the front in the front of the car. There's actually quite a bit of space behind in the second row underneath the folded down seats. Obviously you can use the front seats to also store your stuff as well, but I'm going to show you just how much space there is to store extra incidentals underneath the top side of the bed, I guess, or underneath the second row seats. All right, let's take a look at what is underneath the top side of the bed, or basically right behind the front seat. So come on down with me. So this is the space underneath your bed, basically behind the front seats, and there's actually quite a bit of space back here. If you are camping, I would recommend that you pack with soft things that you can put down here and use a lot of multi-purpose stuff, but there's actually quite a bit of space up here, more than you would expect. So if you've got some luggage or you've got some things that you need to store away from the bed area, plenty of space down here. All right, the next step in our camping setup, now that we have the bed all set up and everything situated, is we need to install some privacy screens over the windows. And we ended up going with the Tesmat privacy screen for the Model Y. And primarily it's about $55 roughly. And it's what we like about it, at least in theory, is that it is very small. It gets compacted. I can keep this in the car at all times. It all theoretically fit in this bag, but this is a one piece that goes around all the windows in the front, and this piece here that comes up on our back window. Now, I'm not going to show you the process that it took to put this in, because there is an excellent video on Tesmat's site on how to actually install this, and I recommend that if you're interested in getting this privacy screen, go check out the video on their site. They're going to do a much better job of showing you how to install it than I am. But I'll show you what the finished product is like when we're done. Screens are in and up. Not quite sure about this back window one, but we're going to have to probably adjust it when we're inside the car. But everything else is up and ready to go. And so we're about ready to lose our light for the night, and it's already almost 9 o'clock. Might set up a fire, might not, just kind of depends. But we are going to basically close it up for now until we are ready to get settled in for bed, and then I'll update you on where we're at. Well, we did it. It's the morning. It's about 8 o'clock. Not a perfect evening. One of the things that I didn't realize, should have read the manual, was that camp mode doesn't work under 20%. We got here with 20%, and we weren't sure how much juice the car was going to pull with the air conditioning. We were able to plug in, but turns out it was fine because we ran the air and set the temperature about 66, 67 degrees. Got actually cold in the night. My wife woke up and turned things up, and right now, looking at my app here, it says we're at 48% state of charge from overnight, which is pretty good. We're probably going to have to stop at a supercharger on the way home to charge up, but we were able to stay more or less comfortable in the car. Air mattress felt like an air mattress. Sidewalls, I think these actually work really well. And if you want to pan up, you can see our roof here. We do have a screen, but it's not solid. It's more for a sunshade for keeping the car cool in the summertime. We had a couple of fails. One was with the iPad. Not in how you hold it. I bought this holder off of Amazon. I'll provide a link in the description below if you want to grab one yourself. This actually works relatively well. It's actually relatively inexpensive too. The idea was that we were going to stick this to the back window and lay down and watch some movies, and that's great. And we usually tether to our phone to get internet access, and rookie move for us newbie campers is that campgrounds don't always have internet access. So we pretty much made this absolutely worthless, and we tried tethering to our phones. My wife has AT&T, I have Verizon. We tried both. They both didn't work very well, and I thought, okay, great. Now what are we going to do? We came all this way. We're all settled in. We don't have a movie to watch or anything. And I'm like, well, what about the infotainment center on the Tesla? I don't know where it gets its internet access from, but we tried it, and guess what? That actually worked, which was great. So we watched some movies up front on the main console. We've actually decided to flip our pillows around and lay at the end of the car so we can kind of look back at the screen, and that actually worked pretty darn well. We'll learn next time. Pro tip, download videos when you go camping because there might not be internet access. Hi, so I'm recording this the day after we got back from camping, and I just wanted to highlight a couple of things that I found or learned along the way that I didn't realize at the time, and it was actually too dark for me to record. The first off is when you're getting into your car, and I have the bed set up here in the background, is that you're at a campsite. Campsites are dirty, and when you get into your car, you're wearing shoes and you want to take your shoes off, and it just became very natural. The Model Y has two really deep cubby holes on either side, just inside the door here, so it's really nice to just kind of scoot into the car, take your shoes off, and tuck them down there in that cubby, and you're ready to scoot in. And then close the door with the app, and you're good to go. Another thing that we ran into while camping, at least with an air mattress, is that the top end of the air mattress actually overhangs the seats that fold down a little bit. You've got a couple of supports from the headrests that don't move, but it still slopes down toward the front of the car, and I found that that would almost swallow your pillow at times if you don't have a big pillow. And also there is a bit of a slope downward toward the rear of the car too, so found myself waking up a couple of times in the middle of the night with my feet cramped down toward the bottom. So if I were to go camping again next time, I think I'm gonna try and do something different at the top to try to maybe brace up or prop up the front of the air mattress to give it a little more support. And one idea that I have is just using an additional pillow. I have a body pillow, full-length body pillow that is about the width of the car, and I'm either going to try it tucked in underneath the mattress or just sitting on top as an additional pillow. Here's the body pillow tucked in under the mattress. You can actually see it kind of gives it a bit of an upward slope. I guess we'd have to try and see if the body pillow doesn't just fall down over time. Perhaps a better way to go is just to take the body pillow and stick it on top. The other thing that we found is that we really want to move the front seats forward, but not too far forward, because you can create quite a bit of a gap between the back of the seat and the air mattress, and your pillow could fall down in that area. So one of the things that I tried to record when I was actually at the campsite, but I wasn't very successful, was just how much privacy do you get through this top window. We put up the privacy shades along the sides and the front, but we really kept the top pretty much open. We had a bit of a sunshade, but it had holes in it. But just how much can you see in? Well, I did some testing, and I will show you now what I was able to determine. All right, these are the lights that I have set up inside the car to show you what the privacy is like. And these are really bright lights. And I'll close everything up and show you what it is looking like from the top. Now here it is from the top of the car, and you can see that you can actually kind of see inside the car a little bit with just the basic glass. This is a lot of light. Dropping down to just one lantern. Still kind of able to see in there, but it is still pretty dark. Now in this video, I have the screen in over the window that I showed you earlier in the video, and you can actually see that it does block those three lanterns' light quite a bit. So having the screen in there does improve privacy quite a bit. So as you can see, it is really hard to see anything through the tinting, the factory tinting on that top glass. So I have no concerns whatsoever about privacy concerns, about people coming in at night and looking into the car, even if you're running your cell phone or you have a small light or you have the screen running. The amount of tinting in the car really provides an exceptional amount of privacy in my opinion. Overall, we were very happy with how things ended up on our camping trip. It was a great day for a hike. The day of, it wouldn't have been possible for us to, or really practical for us to, get up and drive there early in the morning and drive back on the same day. So camping in our Tesla Model Y really helped us out, and it saved us quite a bit of money compared to a hotel. Was it like a hotel? No. Was it like camping in a tent? No, it was actually a lot better than camping in a tent. It was a mixture of the two. And if you can put up with the confined space and a little inconvenience, you're going to find that camping in a Tesla Model Y is more than practical. It is actually quite enjoyable, even for 2 full-grown adults. So hopefully you enjoyed this journey that we took you on through camping. Hopefully it helped answer some of your questions that you might have had. If you're interested at all in trying to do some camping in your Tesla, specifically your Model Y. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. We have new content coming out all the time. And if you're thinking about picking up a Tesla of your own, make sure you use a referral code to get those 1,000 free supercharger miles. Use any code, but if you want to use my code, that would be great. So until our next adventure, we'll catch you next time. Thanks.